There are so many different reasons why somebody would choose to do a video about anything, and today what we're looking at is an Air Jordan 6, but there's a particular reason why I chose this shoe. There are literally thousands of shoes out there on the market, hundreds of shoes every month dropping. Which of those am I going to choose to bring to the channel, and how I choose them? You know, it can be a bit random, but sometimes it's very, very specific, and in the case of today's shoe, there's a very good reason why I actually had to choose this shoe. In fact, I had no choice but to choose this shoe, and then when I dug into it, I liked what I saw. I like a lot about this shoe, and I want to bring all that to you guys today and talk about the different elements of the shoe that I think are absolutely fire and smoking hot. But then we'll finish up the video with, frankly, Nike and the Jordan line being a little bit maybe insulting. So let's get into all of that today as we take a close-up look at the upcoming release of the Nike Air Jordan 6 Women's Chrome. This is the Tokyo Bada 23 Sneaker channel, Tokyo Bada 23 Sneaker channel des.毎日遊びので毎日見てください. And every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today we're taking a look at that upcoming release of the Nike Air Jordan 6 Women's Chrome. That's what I'm hearing it's called the Chrome. I know it might be called other things. It might be like the black grey suede or something along those lines out there. But I'm hearing it being called the Chrome. And it's a really cool shoe. I mean, if I just had a lineup of photographs and I had to choose which shoes I wanted to talk about the channel, I would have chosen this. This is right in my ballpark as far as sneakers are concerned. It's exactly how I like my sneakers to be. Basically, it's basic, and that's what I like in sneakers. I like it when there are simple colorways. You'll know in terms of Jordans that basically I have three pairs of Jordans that I've talked about the channel in recent times. The cement reds, which I think is a beautiful Air Jordan 3, but very simple, very basic in its design. A very simple classic 3 silhouette, classic 3 colorway. Then the bread 4s, again, the classic silhouette, not playing around too much with that, classic colorway. And then these guys right here, and this is the reason why I had to do this shoe today. I didn't have a choice. These were a gift from a viewer that I unboxed about a week ago, and I truly appreciate getting stuff like this in the post, and that's the reason why I just had to do this shoe. I mean, it's an absolutely cracking thing to do, is to get a gift. I'm super impressed with these. As soon as I opened them, I was just like, that is an absolutely beautiful shoe. And it is actually a useful shoe to contrast with today's shoe, because the upper is that beautiful buttery suede on these guys, and that's going to come into play on today's shoe as well. But more important than that is that this is basically a two-tone shoe with the wheat, as its colorway suggests, and then the kind of cream feel to the finish in other parts of the shoe. But often, usually maybe, Air Jordan 6 come in 3 different colorways. There's sort of a third head of color around these kind of parts of the shoe, or up on the tongue and the lacings and things like that. And that's what we've got today. We've got really a 3-color, a tri-color shoe. And I want to look at those elements on there. There's some special elements on the shoe that are absolutely unique that I've never seen on an Air Jordan 6 before. And of course, like I said at the end of the video, I'll save the negative stuff till last when we talk about how I think the Jordan line is frankly being a little bit insulting. So first things first, let's have a look at the shoe in general and talk about all my favorite parts on it. And again, like I said, it's a shoe I'd actually go out and buy. I think it's a very cool shoe, except for the fact that I wear an American, I think I wear an American 12.5 and a UK 11.5, and in Japan it's in centimeters, so it's 30.5 centimeters. It doesn't really matter, to be frank, because this is a women's shoe, and I've never seen a women's shoe come out in any of those sizes. Sometimes they'll push the limits of the women's shoes sort of size range up to say 28, 29 centimeters, or a 10.5, maybe even 11 in a men's, but not up to a 12.5, which is what I am. So sadly, I won't be able to own these shoes. I don't think they'll come in my size, but it is exactly what I like to see in a shoe, that simple colorway, like I was explaining about those 3s and 4s, and this wheat right here, very simple colorway. I don't particularly like it when they play around with shoes and put details on, change you know, like some of the fabrics on there, so that there's a sort of overly contrasting shoe where you'd have, say, yellow on the heel cup and pink on the laces or something like that. It just doesn't sort of work for me. I like my shoes simple, and this is a kind of simple shoe, but then when you dig into it and look at the details, there's a lot more going on. So let's look at those details. I said 3 colors. Now the 3 colors I'm going for are light gray, dark grey and black. And what I want to do first and foremost is have a look at the lateral side and get in there and see close up some of the suede that's going on there. Now that's especially easy to see towards the sort of front of the shoe, where you see that contrast between the light grey and the darker colours as well. And that also helps you to see the suede that's going on in there, and you get a sort of feel for the luxury and the quality of the fabrics and the design of this shoe. But then if you go back a little bit, here's one of the unique elements of this shoe is if you stop on the midfoot, and you see right there that midfoot is actually made of a sort of, it looks like maybe a plastic. I would go more with a translucent rubber on the side of these things. I think TPU is what they said in the stuff that I've read about this shoe. And I've never seen that on the side of a Jordan 6 before. Maybe you guys out there know of Jordan 6s that have that on them, or other Jordan sneakers even that have that on them. But I've never seen that on the midfoot side of a Jordan 6. And I think it's a really cool addition, especially because it's absolutely perfectly translucent, and they haven't tried to sort of make it anything more than that. They haven't roughed up the rubber on there. They haven't tried to sort of add a bit of design in there, and so it looks through into the darker colours below, and that helps it sort of blend in with the rest of the shoe. So there's no contrast, there's no opposition against that unique element in that sort of translucent rubber and the rest of the colourway on top of the shoe. So I'm a big yes on that. And then it's not too far to go from there. I'll go to the back of the shoe, to the pull tab on the back of these guys, because that too is also, it looks more a semi-translucent. This is exactly what I'm talking about that they didn't do on the midfoot. The midfoot is absolutely translucent, and it stops it from being a distraction, whereas on the back on that you can see it's almost a white feel to the semi-translucence on the back, on that pull tab on the back there. If they'd done that on the midfoot, I think it would have been a bit of a disaster, to be honest, but I'm glad they didn't. They went with full translucence on the midfoot, and then on the heel tab on the back there they went with a sort of semi-translucence, and that actually then, if you go forward and to the tongues, there's two major features going on in the tongues as far as detailing goes. One is that the tongues seem to be they're in a light grey rubber, but they seem to be a sort of almost unfinished rubber, so there's a little bit of texture about that tongue on there to give it a little bit of character. But what I'm mostly interested in is the lace lock. Now I'll be showing you it from the lateral side, and I haven't been able to find a better picture of these guys. In fact, the other pictures that I've seen of these didn't have any color on them, but you can see here there's a hit of blue on that lace lock there, and it's the only like non-monochrome color. If we take clear, light gray, dark gray and black as our base colors of this shoe, this is the only thing that isn't in that monochrome black or white sort of feel to the color, and I like it though. I think it's the right little splash of color on there. I don't think any more than this, I don't think would have been a good idea. For example, if they had put it on that heel tab on the back, I think that would have been a bit too much, but I think it's just right to have a little splash of colour on the front of these guys. And then it's not too hard to go down from that and have a little look at one of the major features, which is the hang tag that hangs off the side of these guys, that metallic feel to a jump man. It's not encased in plastic, it's not the flimsy plastic that was last year's Bread 4 hang tag on the side, which was one of my biggest disappointments in shoes when I saw those, and it wasn't the classic Jordan 4 hang tag that I was hoping for. But in these guys, it's a really cool, it's a really nice feature, and it sort of lends itself really well to that colorway because it's got that metallic feel to it. So back out looking at the whole shoe, all in all, it's an absolutely beautiful shoe. It's exactly what I would look for in my shoes, and I just wish it came in my size. It's a thing that I talk about at the channel when I do women's shoes, that I feel a bit uncomfortable that you've got this specifically defined shoe that is just for women, and some of the stuff I read about this shoe, and this is the bit where I'm talking about being frankly insulting, that one of the places I looked at said they've decided not to go with pink for this women's shoe, and I found that really sexist, to be honest, because oh, pink, oh, women's shoes have to be pink, oh, it doesn't have pink on it, oh, what a surprise, no women will want that. Ooh, not my feel. But the thing that I find insulting, now I haven't found a picture that goes with this. You'll just have to take my word for it, I think. But you'll find this, if you research this. But on the inside of the shoe, there's some affirmations that have been added there, and I find them just a little bit. There's a word for it, and I have the perfect word for it, but it's condescending. It's a little bit condescending. Now, what it says on the inside is be kind, embrace, and spread love. Now, they're great things to say. Okay, being kind's a great thing to do. But the thing that I have is here's the back end of a LeBron 17, which says, I think it says witness and believe. which are very sort of substantial and powerful messages. And then here's the front end of a Kyrie 6, I think it is. And you see down there at the bottom of the laces, it says, I think, humble and hungry. That's it. It says humble and hungry on those two sides. Again, sort of very rich, strong, powerful message. And then you put that alongside be kind, spread love, embrace. It's just, I find it frankly insulting. I think it's rude and sexist to have women's shoes with these, what are basically kind of gentle, soft words, and then men's shoes with more powerful, strong words. I think that's a mistake on the part of the Jordan line. It really let me down when I saw that or read about that. I didn't actually see it. And like I said, I was just really on top of the shoe and I liked it very, very much. But then those affirmations just really was like, oh, that's, I think you need to check yourself there, Jordan line. I think you might have gotten that one wrong. But you know, I might be wrong. And people can tell me that in the comments down below, you know, like that's just my perspective. And I'm, you know, it's okay for me to have a perspective and you to have a different one. Have your own opinions, share them with me. We don't have to agree on things, but it's good to share differences and actually let each other know different perspectives. And then hopefully understanding will grow from that. So feel free to mash it up with me in the comments down below and let me know your perspective on that. If it's the same, and equally if it's different. I like both of those things. For now though, it's time for me to sign off and check out, as usual, I'll do what I do at the end of every single one of my videos. I do this every single day and I have done it for well over 600 consecutive days without a single day missed. And I say at the end of every single one of my videos is that I do this every single day, and that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.